change. Rich Lawns.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at adventknows.com.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 6 o'clock, it's 38 degrees with light rain coming down in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jack Grau. Milwaukee police searching for a missing 15-year-old. Elijah Sanders was last seen on 83rd and Carmen Saturday around 6 p.m. Sanders is a black female, 5 foot 4 inches tall, with a slim build. Last seen wearing a pink bonnet, pink crop top with a black hooded sweatshirt, Adidas jogging pants, and tan foam shoes. A mother dies in a shooting on Milwaukee's northwest side. 42-year-old Lakeisha Timmons was a mother of 7. Her daughter, Latinelia, tells TMJ4 News her heart is broken.
I woke up to my sister calling me saying my mama was dead on the ground. Yep, it was senseless. She had babies at home. She just came back from dropping up my sisters off at school.
Milwaukee police are still searching for a suspect. Reminders for Wisconsin's spring election. Election day starts early at 7 a.m. Polls in Wisconsin stay open until 8 p.m. You need to bring a photo ID that consists of your full name to your polling place. If you need to register to vote at your polling place, make sure to bring proof of residency, such as a utility bill or paycheck stub that has your current address. If you don't have or forget your photo ID, you can vote with a provisional ballot and bring your photo ID back to the polling place by 8 p.m. for your ballot to count. The Florida Supreme Court ruling that the state's 15-week abortion ban is constitutional. CBS legal contributor Lori Levinson says Floridians will be able to push back on this in November at the ballot box.
Unless the people of Florida, in a vote, decide that there is the right to an abortion, whether it's under the right of privacy or otherwise, that Florida can put these limits on women.
The court ruling paves the way for a 6-week abortion ban to take effect in 30 days. And over 150 basketball teams putting their skills to the test coming up this August.
The Bucks are bringing back the once annual Hoop It Up 3v3 tournament to Milwaukee. CEO of Big Ticket Sports George Daniel says,
as of now, this is our only tournament in this part of the country that we're scheduling. Deer District itself is just a perfect venue. It's really having this kind of entertainment complex in a downtown area. Milwaukee's centrally located and passionate fan base, and it just all clicks. It's just an ideal venue for us.
Teams will play a minimum of 3 games and first team to 21 wins. From Deer District, Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
Your full sports update coming in just a few minutes. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Siding Unlimited WTMJ News time is 6:03.
This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
Sometimes plumbing needs more than just a simple fix. Your problem may go deeper, and it can be a real mystery. And that's when you need the home service detectives at Mr. Holland's Home Services. Our plumbing PIs collect the facts, inspect the evidence, and follow the clues to crack your most complex cases. Like the secret of the shivering shower, when your water heater stops heating and your shower starts sleeting. Or the case of the diabolical drip, when it turns out that the leak is coming from inside your home. And the sneaky sewer snafu, when you go deep undercover to flush out the pesky pipeline. Mr. Holland's service sleuths are ready to solve your ponderous and perplexing plumbing puzzles. Let Mr. Holland Sherlock your home. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If your plumbing is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside of an enigma, we can help.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Brewers are back home following a 3-game sweep of the Mets in New York. First pitch against the Twins for the home opener is at 3:10 with Brewers Radio Network coverage starting at 2:35 on WTMJ. And the men's Final Four is set. Top-seeded Purdue will face 4th-seeded Alabama on Saturday, followed by number 1 seed UConn's matchup against 11 seed North Carolina State. And on the women's side, good luck finding a ticket tonight for Iowa and LSU in Albany, New York, a rematch of last year's NCAA championship game. Coverage of college basketball in March is presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. We're definitely knee-deep in the coming home from work traffic. A ramp on 894 East to 94 North, a right shoulder blocked due to a crash, creating some backups there all the way past Greenfield. So you're going to be seeing some stopped and slowed traffic. And then on the north side of town, from downtown Milwaukee up to Williamsburg, stopped and slowed traffic there on 43 North coming out of the city.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores, Highway 100 and Layton Avenue, 23rd and Lincoln. Great stores, great cause, and unbelievable bargains. You're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Your 5-day forecast, a low of 35 this evening with some rain here and there. Expecting about a 1/4 inch and more rain tomorrow, a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch and a high of 38. On Wednesday, snow and wind around Metro Milwaukee and a high of 37. More rain and snow on Thursday with a high of 42. And finally seeing the sun on Friday with a high of 45. In Madison, it's 38 degrees with rain coming down. Green Bay, 33 degrees with snow. Waukesha, 36 degrees with light rain here in Milwaukee. 38 degrees with some light rain showers. I'm Jack Grau, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Hello! No fooling. Tonight is going to be a fun Wisconsin-filled episode about culture and creativity. I don't lean into the April Fool's thing. I'm so gullible and trusting that I'm usually the one that's the butt of the joke. So we will not fool with you tonight. Top Chef fans, there is a way to turn up your experience Wednesday night at a special viewing party with a Wisconsin chef. And one of the stars of this Wednesday's Top Chef episode will be cheese. And you're going to see a huge chef-testant competition at a cheese festival. Tonight, we meet Wisconsin Cheese's Suzanne Fanning to tell us all that she can about what Top Chef has done for our state so far and what we can expect on Wednesday night's episode. But first, I wish you a happy home opener eve, my fellow Milwaukee Brewers fans. As an original Milwaukee Brewers in-game host, it was the best summer job ever. I would love for tomorrow to be an official holiday. Opening day, a tradition for so many, whether at the ballpark or listening to the radio while you're on the job. And tomorrow afternoon, the voice of Bob Uecker broadcasting the baseball game returns to WTMJ. One of my favorite episodes of What's on Tap so far has been a visit from 2 filmmakers who are in the process of producing a documentary about Bob Uecker, currently titled simply Uke. Michael T. Volman and Steve Farr are the creative team who spent last year filming Bob Uecker at ballparks and at home, even with Bob's wife Judy helping out. And what's it like researching beyond Uke's baseball career? Well, in this highlight of that Uke conversation, Michael T. Volman shares some of the documentary making process so far.
That's been a really fun process, just trying to find as much as we can from all the things he's done. Johnny Carson, Belvedere Show, he's done all these, the Miller Lite ads that really kind of made him pop, definitely in pop culture. He did Saturday Night Live. I mean, countless shows. He was just kind of all over television. And the fascinating thing was that, like I'm from Milwaukee, and so it's almost as if like an old friend that you knew from the old days, and he like goes out and becomes a star. You kind of always think of him as like a hometown guy, and like you kind of take for granted how sort of what a pop phenomenon he is.
And how do you choose which clips make the cut for the film when there are so very many? Is it the ones that make you laugh the most? The ones maybe it might be more rare?
I mean, the truth is, we still have a lot more culling down to do.
I'll bet.
I mean, it's funny. When we were doing some interviews with Bob at his house, and like Michael said, Judy's always kind of close by, making sandwiches or something, and she came out with this grocery bag, brown paper bag, just full of VHS tapes, and she said, "Well, there's stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff in here you might want to look at," and so we did, and it was a little bit of everything. It was Belvedere, and it was Tonight Show episodes, and a little bit of home movies, and
even like Admiral's commercials, local stuff.
And it wasn't like labeled really very well. So it was kind of, you put the tape in and just we'll see what it's going to be, and it's a treasure trove of kind of fun stuff.
That has to be a ton of fun, and the Uke documentary continues. Look for the team filming tomorrow. The team being Steve Farr and Michael T. Volman. They want to capture some of the early innings, and they've got a ton of coverage from the past season. They filmed a lot of opening day last year, so it's going to be very interesting. We'll keep our eyes on the Uke documentary. If you want to hear that full episode of even more stories behind the scenes and some excerpts that they've produced so far, you can catch up on the What's on Tap podcast page at WTMJ.com. Tomorrow, 2:35, the pregame show with Bob Uecker. Give a listen, because not everyone can take the afternoon off to be there. And the song you need to hear tonight will be sung by Bob Uecker, so stay with me. And next, Top Chef Wisconsin tidbits and talk, and a party invitation with Milwaukee Magazine's Chelsea Mamero. That is next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
All of the drama, all of the heart-pounding anticipation, all of the dancing.
Rises up, the shot, and it's good! It's good!
Keep it here on WTMJ for all of your March Hoops craziness during every sports update on Wisconsin's morning and afternoon news. Sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Don't miss a single moment of this.
At the buzzer, got it! Are you kidding me?
All tourney long on WTMJ.
I'm Sandy Maxx with WTMJ, and are your parents or a loved one at that stage? It just gets difficult to keep up with your home, especially even though we didn't have a lot of snow. Well, it just wasn't this winter. What about next winter with snow and ice? And then now we're getting the rain, and we are getting some more snow. It just gets sloppy and sloggy to keep up your property and to keep it safe. Maybe this is the year, the perfect year, to donate the shovels, the salt buckets, the ladders. Let the kind folks at Three Pillars handle it all. Located in scenic lake country, Three Pillars is Wisconsin's top-rated senior living community, a safe, serene setting for your loved ones or for you. They offer a full continuum of care, so you're covered every step of the way. Make an appointment. Tour Three Pillars. Do it today at threepillars.org.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, clicked on the blue button. One of our senior loan consultants, Brad, sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day, and then upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. They made a couple offers without success, and then Brad told them about AccuNet's new property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, "no appraisal required." When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval included that most powerful phrase, "no appraisal required," and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with a local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win and save money, too. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap. It's a show about culture and creativity in Wisconsin and around the world. And Top Chef has been a buzz in the state, and a cooking competition series on Bravo. It's beautifully showcasing the state of Wisconsin these past 2 weeks. And in the studio with me is a special guest from Milwaukee Magazine. She is the art director, but also a Top Chef fan. Please welcome Chelsea Mamero. Hello, Chelsea.
Hi, Sandy. Thanks for having me.
I am so glad to have you here. It has been a phenomenon the past couple of weeks. This is going to be a 14-week series. I wonder if we have the stamina because we're starting strong. There's so much enthusiasm for seeing Wisconsin in this picture postcard type series so far.
It really is so exciting. Every episode we're squealing and pointing like, there it is. There's Milwaukee.
Have you been a longtime viewer of Top Chef?
I'd say since 2020-ish. It was during the pandemic. My husband actually introduced me. I'd never watched it, even though I love to cook. So we started watching. We're binging for months, and it really inspires me to cook. I want to cook after I watch it. I love the camaraderie. So yeah, huge fan. Love the show.
It is interesting, as intense as the competition is, to get things done and get them done in this amount of time and zip all around and get things absolutely perfect and plated and hands up, it is very communal.
It is. It's I'm not somebody who watches a ton of reality TV, and this one, it really draws me in because they support each other and they help each other, and it's so great to see that happen in a show like this.
Well, the drama is natural, and I think that everybody's competing against the clock for the most part. You don't really have time to be devious and sabotage someone else, and the competition isn't really set up that way to steal somebody else's shrimp. Everybody's making their own unique creations and so focused on their creativity that it's not nasty like some of the other competition shows are conniving, you know?
Absolutely agree.
What has been a highlight from the Top Chef Wisconsin series for you so far?
From the episodes that have aired, seeing Dan on has been great. Knowing that we have representation from our city out there competing and cheering for him has been really exciting.
And Chef Dan Jacobs, Dan has had a reputation for one of the finest restaurants in the city for quite a while now. They're not like a new restaurant, and they're always busy, and I think they've just gotten busier. But for Chef Dan Jacobs to also be the inspirational story of coping with Kennedy's disease.
Yeah, wasn't that nice?
Yeah.
It was great. Again, another example of the chefs rallying around him, supporting him. Yeah.
And also the dynamic of he didn't reveal that. Because it is a competition. You don't want to say, hey, guess what? Here's one of my weaknesses. Right. Here's where I'm not going to be strong, my mobility and coping with that. But I also love that his message in all the interviews that I've seen so far is just do it. I want to be an inspiration for anybody, whether you have mobility issues or just want to do something, go for it. Because he auditioned 13 times to be on Top Chef.
That's what I heard, yeah.
This wasn't just, hey, he's an easy choice because he's Milwaukee and it's all Wisconsin series. He knew he'd been chosen, but he didn't know where the series was going to be filmed because last year, this is why I started watching, was in London. I love London, so I started watching it and all the world-class chefs that were there. And then I grew up in Louisville, so I watched a few of those episodes. But yeah, London sucked me in. But so to go right in the footsteps of London, it's great. How far do you think Chef Dan's going to go?
I may know some things from being able to be at taping, so I can't say too much.
This is breaking news. Chelsea, I just invited you because you've got this great party that we can invite everybody to on Wednesday, a great Milwaukee Magazine viewing party that has guests. But now I'm very, very interested. So I am not going to ask you anything that would put you in trouble at all. But this is super cool. How many filmings were you at?
I was at 3.
Wow.
Yes, and we have another staff member that attended an additional one. Yes.
And were you able to eat any of the food?
Yep, I did.
Oh my gosh. Well, Chelsea, you're coming back. You're coming back to tell us some behind the scenes. How exciting. And how did you become a part of the show?
We were invited as press, and as many may know, our dining critic, Ann Christensen, is incognito. She is not visible. People don't know what she looks like. She is an amazing dining critic.
And
partially
has been
because,
for 20 years now, yeah.
Yeah, that nobody knows what she looks like, so she can go and dine anonymously, and she did not want to give that up. And so when we were invited to attend these tapings, I raised my hand right away. I would love to be involved in anything Top Chef. I love the show, and I'm so excited. So I did get to go and writing about the episodes that I was a part of, planned this big watch party that's happening on Wednesday.
Chelsea, what an exciting experience for you. Oh, yes, we're going to follow up. I'm going to schedule you once those episodes air, because it was fun to watch this past episode where the judges all dined inside the historic Miller Caves.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
And I went to a viewing party at Zocalo because I wanted to be in the community and have some fun and be surrounded and see people's reactions. So as soon as Charlie Barron's was on the screen, it was fun to hear people go, oh, hey, there's our guy. and also laugh at his facial reactions and his he didn't fit in with the rest of these expert gourmet critics. It was really, not that he was a fish out of water, but he certainly knew, he's like, oh, I'm just going to tell you that I thought it was really delicious. Let me raise another Miller High Life in a champagne glass.
Yeah. They do such a good job keeping their secrets. While I was at tapings, I had no idea about that until it was public.
Wow.
They're really good about, even those who've seen certain things, we're still getting to enjoy the surprises, which I love.
How fascinating. More Top Chef talk with Milwaukee Magazine art director Chelsea Mamero, and an invitation for you to join her at a special party Wednesday night in Bayview. That is next on What's on Tap.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
We're getting all 4 seasons, it looks like, in the span of just about 72 hours.
Entertainment.
His name's John Crimper.
I rode cheap when I was 3, and that's when it all started.
And more. Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers, where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Get help for your house this Saturday from Eric Brown. The president of Siding Unlimited knows his stuff. Yes, their name is Siding, but they do so much more. Windows by Pella and others, roofing, decks. That's why they are Siding Unlimited. Eric can advise you with anything about your home's exterior. Make a point to listen and call Eric this Saturday on WTMJ's Fix-It Show. And remember why they are called Siding Unlimited. They are siding and much, much more. See sidingunlimited.com and you'll see.
Annex Wealth Management. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Floor Coverings International. They just did the flooring in our house, and it is stunning. Carpet, luxury vinyl plank, in and out quickly. They rolled up with that mobile flooring showroom. Incredible. Came in, walked us through everything. The installation was quick and easy, and it is absolutely gorgeous. FCI, the stars of flooring. Each Floor Covering International business is independently owned and operated. They are the real deal. Go to FCIFloors.com for a free consultation. They'll transform your home. FCIFloors.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Welcome back. My special guest in the studio, who I now have found out is going to be part of 3 of the Top Chef Wisconsin shows, is Milwaukee Magazine's art director, Chelsea Mamero. Chelsea, thank you for being here on What's on Tap. What a great reveal that was. Yeah, so you will be back, I hope, to give me some inside scoop once you can talk about the shows, because it is fascinating how secretive the filming was last year. And when you see 6 black SUVs pull up to the Whole Foods by the Oriental Theater on the east side, like by the time they would finish, it was like, oh, it's done. It's like, and all the shoppers inside the Whole Foods had to sign agreements that they wouldn't say anything because literally they just descended, ran around the grocery store for half an hour, got their ingredients and left. So it's very ninja but well planned out production for Top Chef.
Yeah, absolutely. The waivers we had to sign too, we were picking apart like, oh wow, okay, yeah, we need to be very careful.
Yeah, you can't tell anybody.
Yes.
Get the duct tape and put it over your mouth. So I will not pry. I will not ask for secrets. I will look for wonderful stories later. But you are going to have some fun on Wednesday night. You've got a viewing party that you're hosting. Where is this, and tell us about it?
Yes, we do. This will be this Wednesday at Enlightened Brewing in Bayview. The party starts at 6:30. There'll be a food truck there, sweet smoke barbecue, and then the actual show airs at 8. But before then, we'll be socializing, having a few beers. We have some special guests coming to watch with us, including one of the guest judges for the night. That's Chef Dane Baldwin from The Diplomat. We're very excited to have him with us.
And so he's going to be in Wednesday's show.
He is in the episode, yes.
Oh, and what I do know about the show, and we're going to check in with Wisconsin Cheese's Suzanne Fanning, because I watched at the very end to see, what's coming up. And I saw cherries, and then I saw cheese, and it's the huge cheese festival. So Chef Dane Baldwin got to be part of the cheese festival.
Yes.
Oh, so that'll be a great guest to have, because he will have those inside stories from the episode that you've just seen.
Yep. So we'll have a Q&A after where we get to ask him about some of those stories, what it was like.
Who else is on your special guest list?
We also have Claire Koenig from Visit Milwaukee, who was instrumental in bringing Top Chef to Wisconsin. So she's going to be able to tell us what that was like. She knew before any of us, I'm sure, and has been holding this excitement inside even longer. So we're excited to hear some of those stories about what it was like.
Yeah, and the amount of collaboration it took. With the red carpet premiere, it was so many people from Travel Wisconsin and Visit Milwaukee and the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and Wisconsin Cheese and Cranberry. It was just really this gathering, this community here in Wisconsin luring Top Chef. But it was even more fascinating to hear from Chef Paul Bartolotta on the panel that he hosted before the screening, how far back he goes with Chef Tom Colicchio, the judge.
Yeah.
They go back to the 80s, and that Paul Bartolotta really respects the showrunner, Duneen Arquines. She's been involved in the show all 21 seasons.
That's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
So to have that consistency and that respect and excitement, that really means a lot. So Claire definitely involved. And then another person who is just going to bring the enthusiasm and the gourmet vocabulary that goes with it.
Yes, we have Judge Derek Mosley joining us. He's now the director of the Lubar Center for Public Policy Research and Civic Education at Marquette University Law School. But what an avid Milwaukee foodie, right?
He's like a bon vivant. Like, he is the life of the party, and he just exudes enthusiasm and then also just community, like wants to elevate what we're doing here, and is going to be a great conversationalist as part of that panel in the Q&A. So it's a free party.
It is. And I do get to announce right now that you mentioned him already. We also have Chef Paul Bartolotta joining for the panel.
Oh,
so
that will be
really
wonderful.
Exciting. Yes.
Because he was talking about at the red carpet premiere party, 2019 is when those phone calls started being made. That's 5 years ago. That's obviously pre-2020. So, and what a treasure Chef Paul and the whole Bartolotta family are to this restaurant culture that we have here in Milwaukee and beyond. This is going to be fun. So again, where is the Milwaukee Magazine party?
We'll be at Enlightened Brewing in Bayview. And if you're a big fan, you want to make sure you're close to the screen. We do have some VIP tickets available still. So you can go to our website, MilwaukeeMag.com, to purchase those. Otherwise, just come, free, open to the public. It'll be a party. We'll have lots of fun.
Celebrating Top Chef Wisconsin with Milwaukee Magazine. Art Director Chelsea Mamero, thank you so much for being my guest. I look forward to catching up with you again after on Thursday morning to find out your review of highlights of your party and your opinion of Top Chef Wisconsin Episode 3.
Thanks so much, Sandy.
And now from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, here's Jack Grau.
Hey, Sandy. A missing body found in the Milwaukee River believed to be from a January missing persons case. The body is believed to be Eugeniu Matson, a 31-year-old man from Illinois. He was found at West Montclair and Riverview Drive near Bayshore Town Center after several hours of searching. A high-speed chase on I-43 Sunday ends with an arrest in Grafton. The chase lasted nearly 12 miles and reached speeds of 120 miles per hour. The 28-year-old suspect from Milwaukee stole the vehicle and was wanted in connection to a domestic battery. The suspect faces multiple charges. And the Milwaukee Department of Public Works says no to political signs in the public right-of-way ahead of the spring election. DPW reminds campaigns and residents that the public right-of-way extends from the sidewalk on one side of the street to the sidewalk on the other side of the street. All campaign signs must be placed on private property with the permission of the owner and according to all laws. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Definitely still seeing some slowdowns across the Milwaukee traffic system, especially on 94 East. A crash at the ramp from St. Paul Avenue is resulting in some stopped and slowed traffic, all the way stopped traffic way past American Family Field. Another spot in the same area, 45 North at Appleton Ave. That right lane is blocked due to a crash there. And then farther south than that, the ramp from 894 East to 94 North, that right shoulder is blocked due to a crash. Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a low of 35 this evening with periods of rain here and there, expecting up to a quarter inch. On Tuesday, a high of 38 with some wind and rain and snow, a trifecta there. On Wednesday, a high of 37, snow continuing. On Thursday, a high of 42, rain and snow, finally seeing the sun on Friday with a high of 45. I'm Jack Grau, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time. It's 6:32.
Hey, Eric Bilstead here from Wisconsin's Morning News. So you're thinking about hitting the gym, eh? Or perhaps taking up jogging again, but you're worried. That achy knee, am I right? And you have no interest in surgery. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. So that means getting back to exercising, maybe even running, or even playing 18 holes again, pain-free. QC Kinetics offers an all-natural solution, no pain pills, and no risky surgery. Reclaim your mobility today. Fix that tennis swing or go back to the gym and know that you won't be dealing with achy joints afterward. Take action now and live your best life this spring and summer. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but despite what a certain national online company tells you, a car's not one of them.
Let's see. Cheese Doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. Green 4-door hatchback. Honey, we're gonna need some more quarters.
Sure, they make it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online. And unlike those national companies, you get to see the vehicle in person and test drive it before you buy it. You also have the assurance that the vehicle's been thoroughly tested, and if any issue does come up, your local Adam member dealer is right here to service it. And can also provide low financing and top dollar for your trade. Think about that before you take a chance with their so-called vending machine.
What? It's stuck! No! Oh, rats!
Start your search at adamm.com.
We find the best way to protect and uphold the reputation of our business is to hire good people and then take care of them. We really do love the people that work for us, and we care about what's in their best interest. And what that means to you is this: who do you really want on your job? Someone who's maybe underpaid or doesn't feel appreciated, might not have paid vacations or great work benefits? Our folks have all of these things and more. Vito and I make sure they feel appreciated, because happy people do happy work. There's a culture we're building here at Semper Fi that brings respect back to a very hard job. And that's why we know that our crews are going to do the kind of work that you expect. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
What's on Tap, a show about culture and creativity, and Top Chef has been all the talk and all the buzz in our state since it started 2 weeks ago. This whole season for 14 weeks, spotlighting the state of Wisconsin, bringing world-class chefs to compete, including Milwaukee chef Dan Jacobs. 2 episodes so far. The 3rd episode will air Wednesday night at 8 on Bravo and then streams on Peacock. And you just heard from Milwaukee Magazine, Chelsea Mamero, invite everybody to their viewing party at Enlightened Brewing. It is free, or you can buy a VIP ticket if you want to get reserved seating, but free at Enlightened Brewing in Bayview. And their panel is going to include one of the chefs, a James Beard award-winning chef, Dane Baldwin, from the Diplomat restaurant. He was going to be part of episode 3. So it's going to be a special occasion. Milwaukee Magazine's website is where you can get the info on that party. And I have a dear colleague and a special guest on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline, because as soon as I saw cheese being teased at the end of the last episode, I knew I had to reach out. Welcome to What's on Tap, and please introduce yourself.
I am Suzanne Fanning, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Wisconsin Cheese and the Senior Vice President at Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
You must be excited because it looks like cheese is going to be a star in episode 3 of Top Chef.
Well, I mean, you knew that they couldn't come to Wisconsin and not talk about the cheese, Sandy, right? I mean, we all knew that. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but yes, the next episode will definitely shine a spotlight on Wisconsin's cheese. We're very, very excited about that. And, you know, this is something that we talked to producers about early on, and they were happy to help tell the story of Wisconsin's cheese because, you know, as we told them, for too long, for way too long, people have thought of Wisconsin as just giant hunks of cheddar. And we do make great cheddar. I mean, without a doubt, we make awesome cheddar. But we are so much more than that. Wisconsin wins more awards than any other state or country. We make half of all the artisan cheese in the country. We are the only place outside of Switzerland where you can become a master cheesemaker. And the producers were excited to help tell that story to all of the foodies in the country. You know, it is just kind of like a well-kept secret, and they're excited to reveal that secret to the world. And so we're hoping that the next episode is really going to do that for us.
And how did Wisconsin Cheese get involved with Top Chef in the first place?
Well, you know, again, you can't come to Wisconsin and not talk about the cheese. So there were so many great partners that were involved with making this happen. And Travel Wisconsin brought us in early to talk and to kind of tell our story. So when the producers came, we were able to sit down with them. We were able to introduce them to our cheesemakers. We were able to sample some of our cheeses, and their minds were just kind of blown. They were like, wow, like we had no idea. This is really, really amazing cheese. And like I said, they loved the story, and they were anxious to help tell it.
I know that in the trailer, we have seen that it's a cheese festival. And I know there's been a lot of secrecy and hush-hushness around not wanting to give any spoilers. So I won't pry, but we all know that there's a cheese festival, right?
Okay.
It looks big. It looks fabulous. It is funny in the trailer. I think Chef Kristen Kish even says, there's too much cheese, and everybody berates her. You can't say that in Wisconsin. There is no such thing as too much cheese. Were you there at the filmings?
I was there for the cheese festival. Yes.
How
we did have a few
fun.
team members there, and we did get to sample some of the dishes. And I will respectfully disagree. I did not think there was too much cheese. In fact, my favorite dishes were the ones that were very cheese forward.
And then the last episode, one of the challenges was to turn really traditional bar snacks from pretzels and potato chips and olives into this gourmet meal presentation. So I have to think that as a creator, as a chef, to be able to choose from the array of what you consider to be a domestic cheese to what you consider to be a world-flavored cheese, that had to be a really inspiring experience for those chef testants, too, not just the storytellers of Top Chef.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. You know what? I want to tell you so much about the episode, Sandy. I really do, because there's so much to tell, and I just can't. All I can say is that everybody should tune in and see what happens with these cheeses and these chef testants, because it really is going to be a great episode.
I feel like Top Chef is really bringing us all together as a state, because these first couple of episodes have been just beautiful picture postcards. I can think that a lot of us are saying, hey, if you're not watching, watch. You get to see the city I live in. And we haven't even seen a lot of Madison yet. I'm sure that's coming up. But do you have any methods to measure the impact of the visibility of Wisconsin cheese on Top Chef for the 14 weeks of the series and beyond?
Well, you know, before it even started, I mean, obviously we're looking at everything. And before it even started, there has been $7 million in publicity for just Wisconsin cheese. Certainly we care about every other thing that's being talked about, but we are following Wisconsin cheese. And there's been $7 million in media mentions of just Wisconsin cheese. And that was before it even started. So certainly as the season goes on, there's going to be a lot more.
Top Chef buzz already good for business. Stay with What's on Tap for more inside scoop from Wisconsin Cheese Chief Marketing Officer and Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin Senior Vice President Suzanne Fanning. Her experience at the Top Chef Red Carpet Premiere Party. Next on WTMJ.
There are surgeons lining up to be the one to do your joint replacement. But my advice? Exhaust all your options and put off joint replacement as long as you can. Make it your very last resort, because life after joint replacement isn't always what it's cracked up to be. As high as 30% of patients who have undergone joint replacement surgery report unsatisfactory results. And the cost, even with insurance, can be extraordinary. At Rejuvenex, we'll help ease your pain and improve your mobility with FDA-approved pharmacological treatments that precisely target where your pain lives. And by easing your pain and inflammation, we'll help you live a better life. And because we're in network with most major insurance plans, your out-of-pocket expense could be very affordable, or nothing at all. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
St. Vincent de Paul, Milwaukee has expanded into our new 76th and Bradley Road location, where thrifters will find hundreds of bargains on everything, from clothing to furniture, electronics, home goods, and more. Our inventory is always changing, and new deals pop up every day. We're accepting donations too at our convenient drive-through donation area. Help us help others. St. Vincent de Paul at 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee is now open.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Vince Vitrano for Absolute Comfort, HVAC and Electrical, joined by Nicole, who along with her husband Brent owns the company. Nicole, why is now a good time to have you out looking at my air conditioner?
Because we want you to get to know us before you have an HVAC or electrical emergency. We will provide maintenance to your AC system so it's ready to operate efficiently on those warm spring days and hot summer nights.
And they are coming. Absolute Comfort, HVAC and Electrical, 262-664-9284, yourcomfortguys.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
I'm Sandy Maxx. What's on tap? What's on Top Chef? That is pretty secretive, even with the huge amount of people and organizations that have brought the cooking competition to Wisconsin this season, which kicked off on Bravo and Peacock 2 weeks ago. I'm Sandy Maxx, continuing a fun conversation on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline with Wisconsin Cheese Chief Marketing Officer and Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin Senior Vice President Suzanne Fanning. As you've heard, Suzanne has assured us that cheese will be the star of the show on Wednesday during the Chef Testant competition. So it was fun to see you all dressed up at the Top Chef red carpet premiere party. That was a heck of a celebration. What was some of the highlights from having all of these people? Because you said you've been working with Travel Wisconsin, and it was interesting to see just how many people have collaborated to bring Top Chef, and how Chef Paul Bartolotta has been working on this since 2019. What were some of the highlights of the premiere party for you in such a culmination of this effort?
It was a really, really emotional night because, yes, so many people have been working on it for so long. It's been a team effort. Like you said, it's brought the whole state together. Everyone is really, really excited about this journey and seeing it now finally come to life, and seeing all the stars back together. When they all came together for that night, it was kind of like a family reunion of sorts, because we've been working on it for so long. And people are seeing the impact. I mean, the Top Chef effect is real. Restaurants are filling up because hosts were posting about places that they ate, right? And the restaurants have been filling up. I know that you've been reading about that. Everyone's excited about fans coming to visit Wisconsin. And Wisconsin cheese in particular is very, very well poised, because you don't even have to come to Wisconsin to try the cheeses. I mean, it's great. We love for people to come to Wisconsin. We're happy for people to come here and try the cheeses, but you don't even have to, because Wisconsin cheese is available in 98% of grocery stores across the country. So all you have to do is look for that little proudly Wisconsin cheese badge on all of the cheeses, and people can sample it wherever they are in the country, and you can have that little wedge of Wisconsin wonderful. It's like love letters that we send out across the country. So while people are watching the episodes, they can eat Wisconsin cheese right at their houses.
I was going to ask you which cheeses you thought would pair best with watching Top Chef. And now I pretty much know, as long as it has that seal, proudly Wisconsin cheese,
right.
that's the perfect pairing.
That is right.
One of the things that struck me at the premiere party was the panel that Chef Paul Bartolotta moderated with the Top Chef judges and the showrunner, Doneen Arquines. For Doneen to be involved in all 21 seasons of Top Chef, and how much Paul Bartolotta really gushed about how she's going to bring this beautiful lens to the show. And I think that has come to fruition. I think we've all seen that vision. But I also was struck when Chef Tom Colicchio was talking about his respect and his wife's respect as a documentary filmmaker for the dairy farmers of Wisconsin.
Yes.
That really,
we love that.
Yeah, that really struck me, that it was more than just visiting and noshing and hobnobbing with chefs, like that he really understands the history and the agriculture here.
He did say it so beautifully. I think he said, where there's a farm industry, there's a food culture. And yeah, he just said it so beautifully, and it was wonderful. And he did talk about how much respect he had for farmers and dairy farmers in particular, with all the work that they do. So, yes, it was just lovely to see all the respect that they did have for the farmers and how much they contribute to the food culture that we have here.
Suzanne, I will ask you the question I asked everybody on the red carpet at the Top Chef premiere party. Beer or old-fashioned?
Oh, old-fashioned.
Whiskey or brandy?
Brandy.
There you go. That's a Wisconsin gal. Sour or sweet?
Sweet.
Well, we will raise a glass. I will follow up with you after we get to see the Cheese Festival on Top Chef Episode 3.
That sounds fantastic. Thank you. And come visit me in person next time, Sandy.
You know it. What a good reason to road trip to Madison. You can hear a podcast of that special panel we were talking about at the red carpet premiere, with the behind-the-scenes stories with Chef Paul Bartolotta interviewing Top Chef judges Tom Colicchio, Gail Simmons, Kristen Kish, and also the showrunner Doneen Arquines. You can hear that on our What's on Tap podcast. The page is at WTMJ.com or wherever you find your podcast. Thanks again to Suzanne for hanging out with us. I'll have to find out more, since she was at that episode as well. We're going to get all these behind-the-scenes stories after the reveal. And I'm Sandy Maxx. Milwaukee Brewers' home opener is tomorrow. Bob Uecker will call the game, and he'll sing for you next on the song you need to hear on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
So the conversation is going to be fun, informative, and truly full of innovation.
Get to know what's going on in the community and businesses throughout Milwaukee and Wisconsin.
Music already sort of happens in different ways, but what an amazing venue to potentially look at how music can continue to put the "and" in the experience.
Yeah.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and his son Chris are joined by Bucks radio voice Dave Kane.
I think that stuff's important for them, but there's also, you can't be speaking over the heads of a big chunk of your audience that maybe doesn't know that stuff.
Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
There's a reason people sold to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
The process with Grandview was virtually effortless. They give you a fair price offer, close quickly, and pay promptly.
Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Pluto TV won't cost you a thing because everything is free. Just download the app, which, by the way, is free. Pluto TV, stream now, pay never.
And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
Hi, this is Tony Award winner Anthony Crivello. Bob Uecker, known across all of media as Mr. Baseball. Bob sang on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson on October 8th, 1986. My kind of town, Chicago is. Even Sinatra couldn't top this one.
My kind of town. My kind of town? Yeah. My kind of town, Chicago is. My kind of town, Chicago is. My kind of people, too. People who smile at you. And each time I roam, Chicago is calling me home. And like I said, I don't want to do the whole song. Please don't. Please don't. October 7th. We've only been in October 17th. 17th. Bowling for me.
Well, you're not trained as a professional singer. It's quite
well.
goes without saying.
Like I said, I don't have my accompanist.
Of course.
I've only been in rehearsal for 6 weeks, so I was a little rough. And he missed a couple of notes. So.
Anyway, we'll all look forward. Some of us will look forward to it.
Well, I get better as the show goes on too.
Well, sure, sure. But you do what? 1 or 2 numbers?
I do actually 4 numbers.
You got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding.
Now, 4 numbers, and yeah, it's record label people are calling.
I'll bet you they are.
I asked to put my feet in the cement down at some Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Boy, it's so hard dodging those cars in the street.
A highlight of over 100 appearances Bob Uecker made on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, because Carson was just as entertained and charmed by Uecker as many of us are. I'm Sandy Maxx, celebrating the national treasure, Milwaukee legend, and gift to the world that is Bob Uecker. Closing out with a baseball song inspired by Uecker, by this Wisconsin musician and Whammy Hall of Famer.
Hey, this is Willie Porter. I'm so grateful that I grew up listening to baseball on the radio with my dad in the garage, working on old race cars and all kinds of house projects. That was my introduction really to what baseball could be, how people could see it. And the game was made visual by Bob Uecker's voice as he came into our garage as we worked on these projects together. I'll forever be grateful for that. Bob, you're an American treasure.
Had a Chevy V8 with naugahyde seats, family station wagon 1973. We were driving to the store, Bob Uecker calling the place. Just a 9-year-old kid, my dad had nothing to say, nothing. I asked him, what do we need? He said, I don't know. Well, why did we drive to Sears? He said, it's good to hear some baseball on the radio. And for now, your mother's not here. For now, your mother's not here. We had baseball on the radio. Baseball on the radio. It'll unwind your mind. You can let it all go. Baseball on the radio.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Sleep apnea is a serious condition. And the worst part about it is, because it affects you while you're sleeping, you don't know what this condition is doing to you.
And it was scary because I found out that I was waking up 145 times an hour. 145 times. I was scared. I wasn't getting the sleep I needed.
And that's the thing. Someone like John wakes up after thinking he's slept all night, and he's been feeling run down for years, and finally finds out something really is wrong. This is why, for us, solving sleep apnea problems is so gratifying, because we really are changing lives.
I've had more energy. I'm getting better sleep. I've been told from my wife I don't snore.